Welcome back. In this video, we'll continue the process of converting the TimeClock application from DBF to MySQL. Today, we will add the connection setup methods to the Apollo data module, and we will create a new MySQL service layer to interact with the MySQL database. Let's get started. First of all, we are going to adjust our Apollo data module by creating private um, procedure setup connection. All right. For this guy, we are going to config things to read our config.ini file and set up all our DBF tables. ini file, ini file, Control Shift A. The Delphi will try to find this unit. The Delphi wasn't able to find that, but I know which unit uses that. It is system.ini files. Alright. dbf path a counter and a component. Try. I like to use try except. Alright. I'm going to declare another string here called config file path. Config file path equals extract file path param str0. This line means that the Delphi will find our config.ini on the same folder as the timeclock.exe. If not file exists, then raise exception.create config file not found. ini file equals TINI file dot create config file path. Another try block dbf path equals ini file dot read string we want to find in this config.ini. Before I move on, I'm going to make a copy. Explorer. Oh, File Explorer. I'm going to get a copy from the P drive. TimeClock. I'm going to make a copy from this file to our current C because I'm doing a new conversion from scratch. Alright, I'm gonna paste here. Let's add it and see what we do have in this file. Alright, since we are no longer using the database credentials with this file, we can delete this part and we are going to adjust this config.ini and use both strings. Let me find the correct path here. The correct path is workspace, time clock, and src. I'm going to insert a copy of the dbf folders here. Let me do it right now. Time clock official. Copy from P and paste here. Alright, we want to use these dbf files. So I'm going to copy this path and I'm going to put it here on our config.ini. We all know that for the time clock we don't have dbf exclusives, so I'm going to let the string empty. Okay, continuing that, we are going to get the paths. We want the dbfs ini.free. Okay, right now we do have the dbf path. We want to run a for starting in 0 to component count less 1. Begin. Component, our local variable, receives components. Components I. If component is an Apollo table, then Right now, we are going to set our Apollo tables. Begin if name. Since we don't have exclusive tables, we can just for each Apollo table we can attribute the property database name equals the dbf path. In case of error, on exception do raise, we want the exception error reading config.ini file. Alright, let's run a build and make sure everything is okay. Now we have to add this setup connection in our data module create event. Every time this guy is created, we want to set up our connection. Another thing I'd like to do is to create private methods to open and close tables. Open tables and close tables. Ctrl Shift C to create. For I equals 0 to component count if components is the Apollo table, then the Apollo table components I dot close. I'm going to copy this block of code because we want to reuse, and instead of closing the tables, we want to open that. So in our data module create, we want to set up the connection, and after the setup connection, we can run. Let's do it in a safe way. Let's create a try and accept setup connection, open tables, in case of exception, on exception, do. Begin. Raise. Error. Setting up connection. And for this case, if you weren't able to open the tables, we want to finish our application. Application dot terminate. And according to our unpost project, let's set the SDE engine dot set machine collation. All right, I'm going to take a look at the unpost. We have to declare these uses. All right. Let's try to build, and everything is okay. All right, I'll see you in the next video.